Hunter Association testing chamber hummed with cold blue light. Tsubasa knelt on the glowing platform. Attempt 100.
My body remembers this. The platform vibrates the same. 99 times it ended in a rejection chime.
Behind reinforced glass, the three examiners watched. The silver-haired senior examiner glanced at his clipboard. Ratings were nominal. Then the room screamed. A jagged spike of purple corruption tore through the air, and the status window burst into glitching static.
The energy readings are spiking off the chart. Something's overloading the system.
What is this? It's never done this before. Not in 99 failures.
The chamber's pristine white walls pixelated into black cubes. Floor runes fractured, spewing sparks. The examiners froze, literally suspended in shattered time. A status window forced itself into existence before him. The text corrupted and glitching, but unmistakable. A yellow label read, "Perfidize."
Override. That's not a skill name I've ever heard. It's not in any hunter manual. And why? Why now?
The man who had failed 99 times, the outcast, the laughingstock, sat at the center of a reality that was breaking. And the world had no idea what that skill meant. But the journey to that impossible moment was paved with 99 failures. Tsubasa had become a ghost in the city, invisible to everyone.
When I first took the exam at 15, I thought becoming a hunter would save my family. Now, I can't even remember what hope felt like.
He had once stood before the association tower with fire in his eyes, believing he was special. That version of him died long ago. Attempt 47. He dragged himself home to tell his parents he'd failed again. The door closed before he could speak.
We can't watch you destroy yourself any longer. Don't come back.
That night, Tsubasa joined the city's shadows. No family, no home, no hunter's license, just the cold. Years passed. The exam became a ritual of shame. Each failure drew more laughter from younger, more talented applicants.
I shouldn't be here. They're all children. But if I stop now, every failure was for nothing.
On the morning of his 100th attempt, Tsubasa had nothing left but exhaustion and a stubborn refusal to disappear.
This is it. Attempt 100. Either I pass or I finally admit I am nothing.
The glitching status window pulsed in front of him, the word override burning like a brand into the shattered air. He had nothing left to lose.
I don't know what this is, but I won't fail again. Not this time.
With a shaking hand, he reached out and pressed his palm against the corrupted display. The glass-like surface rippled under his touch.
I pass.
The window screamed with purple light, the corrupted text dissolving and reforming into a single, impossible word, passed.
That's impossible. The system can't be overruled by a voice command.
He didn't just pass, he forced the system to rewrite its own judgment.
The room shuddered as the digital fractures retreated into the walls like they were afraid. The examiners staggered, time resuming around them.
I actually passed. What kind of monster did I just unleash inside my own soul?
The platform beneath him returned to its steady blue hum, but the mark of override remained, a faint glitch flickering in his violet eyes, a question no one could answer. In the weeks after the exam, Tsubasa descended into the lowest-ranked dungeons, where no one would care about a C-rank hunter testing his newfound ability.
The slime's health bar flickered at my touch. I could rewrite the number from 10 to 0 in an instant.
He found he could alter more than health. A monster's threat rank could be downgraded, turning a lethal encounter into a manageable fight.
But every edit drained a daily allowance. Once it was empty, I was just an ordinary hunter again.
He rationed the power like a miser, using it only when absolutely necessary. The glitch in his eyes pulsed faintly each time.
I've become C rank in a month. That should be impossible for someone like me. They'll notice.
After a dungeon run, he caught sight of two men in dark coats, watching him from across the street.
The association. They know something happened in that exam room. They won't let it go.
He kept his head down, buying supplies like any other hunter, but the weight of their gaze followed him home. Tsubasa became the anomaly everyone whispered about, The 100th attempt hunter who broke the curve, and the association was starting to draw its net. A sealed envelope arrived under his door at dawn. The Hunter Association requested a routine interview to discuss his recent progress.
Routine, right? The same association that watched him from alleyways.
He walked through the towering entrance of the headquarters, the marble floors echoing his steps, inside the director's office. The older man sat behind an obsidian desk, sharp eyes evaluating him.
You've risen to C-rank in a single month, Tsubasa. That's unprecedented for someone with your history.
I trained harder than anyone knows. I had no choice but to succeed.
Our systems recorded a skill signature during your exam that doesn't match any known ability. A glitch, some might say.
They know about override, but they don't understand it. I have to keep it that way.
You'll come back for a formal hearing. The association will determine how to proceed with your unusual development.
Tsubasa left the office with a cold knot in his stomach, the weight of unseen eyes pressing down. 3 days later, the formal hearing began. The director's office felt colder than before, the air thick with unspoken accusations.
You've been using a skill that doesn't exist in our records. We've isolated its signature, the same glitch that corrupted the exam.
I don't know what it is. It appeared during the test, and I just used it to pass.
Pass? That skill rewrote reality. The system responded to your command as if you were its master.
Master? What is he saying? I am no one's master. I don't even understand this thing.
The system is more than a tool. It's ancient, and override is a key that could unlock or destroy it.
He gestured, and a hologram flickered to life. A peaceful village from a distant past, a goblin fleeing a farmer's pitchfork.
Then it shifted to a hunter family, smiling in their home. This is the balance override threatens.
I never asked for this. I just wanted to stop being a failure. What do you want from me?
We'll watch. And when the time is right, you'll know the full truth. Until then, consider yourself on probation.
He walked back into the city, but the streets felt heavy. Agents' shadows clung to every corner.
I am no longer just a failure. I am a threat. They're monitoring. They want me to slip.
A hunter's funeral, a widow clutching her child, a man in armor in a frame.
That hunter died for strangers. His family mourns forever. And they say the system protects us.
In a dungeon, a rookie charged a monster too powerful. Tsubasa intervened, rewriting its attack just enough to save him.
My budget hit 0. I am useless now. I can save 1 life but lose 100.
He searched the archives for override. The clerk's eyes narrowed. Those files are sealed by order of the director.
They've hidden it for centuries, and I am holding the only key. What door does it even open?
At home, the news showed a gate breach. Hunters dying, families screaming. The glitch in his eyes pulsed.
I could break this nightmare, or burn it all down. I never asked for this choice.
The director's next summons came without paper. 2 agents escorted Tsubasa through a hidden elevator beneath the tower.
Another interrogation? Or is this where they bury secrets like mine?
The chamber below was vast and ancient. At its center, a colossal crystalline heart pulsed with threads of light, extending upward into darkness.
This is the true form of what you touched. Not a machine, not a spell. It's alive, and override is the only voice it will answer.
Alive. So the glitch wasn't an error. It was a call, and I answered it without knowing.
It sustains every hunter's power, every gate, every monster's strength. But override can command it to end, and erase all that we've built.
All hunters, every family, depending on them. You are saying I could erase their entire existence with a single command.
That's why we've rigged the awakening exams for centuries. Override must never appear, but your 99 failures broke the seal.
They made sure no one like me could ever rise, and I only got here because I lost everything.
The director watched him, waiting. Tsubasa now understood the weight of his existence, but the choice had not yet been offered.
The decision is yours, Tsubasa. You can use override to end the system now, or let it endure. The association won't interfere. If you end it, the world will return to what it was. Monsters a tenth as strong. Ordinary people could defend themselves with pitchforks. But every hunter, every skill, every rank, every family supported by their power will be erased. The shield you see now will vanish.
No hunters means no one to stop the gates when they open. Thousands would die in the first month.
The system has protected us for centuries, but it was never meant to be a cage. The choice is whether to break it or keep it.
I spent my life failing to become a hunter. Now I have to decide if that life ends for everyone else.
The system itself has no will to choose. It only responds to override. You are the only voice it will ever hear.
99 failures, and I am the one holding the world together or tearing it apart. They made sure no one else could.
The director waited in the silence of the ancient chamber. Tsubasa stood at the edge of the world's fate, the override skill humming beneath his skin.
Take the time you need. I will have your answer when you are ready, but know that the world will not wait forever.
He emerged from the shadow of the Association Tower and walked into the city, but the sunlight felt thin. In a nearby park, a hunter father swung his laughing child into the air. They shared a smile that Tsubasa had never known.
A family like that. I destroyed mine the moment I failed 47 times. The door slammed in my memory. Don't come back. The last words I ever heard them speak.
A public screen flickered with breaking news. A gate breach in the city center. Hunters clashed with monsters, pulling civilians from rubble.
I once wanted to be that kind of hero. Now I can be the one who erases them all.
He stumbled into a narrow alley, the weight of two worlds collapsing onto his shoulders.
If I end the system, those children lose their father. If I don't, more families drown in monster blood.
The glitch in his eyes spread, warping the shadows around him. The world he could save or damn smiled and bled in equal measure.
I never wanted this. I just wanted to stop failing. But fate made me the pivot of everything.
He pushed himself up from the alley filth and walked, not toward his empty apartment, but to a house he had seen only once before, at a funeral. Through the window, a small child wore a hunter's cloak, far too large, spinning with quiet pride. The father's memory lived there. The widow opened the door and spoke without anger. She thanked him for coming, saying her husband would have been glad a survivor remembered.
She carries no hatred for the system that took him. She's proud of his sacrifice. What right do I have to erase it? My own parents threw me away for failing to become a hunter. This family cherishes the hunter they lost. We are not the same. My pain is not bigger than their hope. My failures don't give me the right to take away everyone else's.
He turned from the house, the glitch in his eyes settling into a steady, sad light. He knew what path he would choose, through the darkening streets. He walked back to the Association Tower, each step pressing the weight of his decision deeper. The tower's lights reflected in his violet eyes, the purple glitch now a calm, unwavering line. He passed through the entrance without hesitation, ready to give the world his answer. The director waited in the silent chamber, the great crystalline heart pulsing behind him.
I will keep the system intact. I refuse to end it.
You realize this means you can never use override again. The power will be sealed from you.
Then seal it. I never wanted this power. I choose the hunter's families over my own revenge.
So be it. Let the contract bind you.
The director raised his hand, and the override window flickered into view, its purple light stuttering before fading into embers.
Goodbye to the only thing that ever made me special.
Your hunter license will be annulled. You will live as an ordinary citizen, watched but free.
At a cold counter, Tsubasa slid his hunter license across the desk. The card's glow dimmed as he released it. Outside, the city went on. But in the shadows, the agents watched, as they would forever, with the last of his hunter savings. He bought a tiny storefront on a quiet street. On a clear morning, he hung the banner himself. The shop opened its doors. Warm yellow light, steaming broth, and the smell of fresh noodles. Tsubasa's noodles, the sign read.
One bowl of the house special. Made it myself. The dough feels real. No glitches, no numbers, just flour and water.
Two men in dark coats sat at the corner table every week. They never caused trouble. They just watched.
That skill, it's still there, like a sleeping scar. But I won't wake it.
He flicked the ghostly window away with practiced ease and returned to his cutting board. Through the steamy window, the Association Tower gleamed far away. A reminder, not a threat. He flipped the sign to closed and let the night swallow the shop. Outside, the agent's shadows remained in the quiet of his room. He closed his eyes. The world he had chosen to protect hummed on. Years folded into each other. The noodle shop, weathered seasons, and the boy who once failed 99 times became a man with gray at his temples. The agents who once hid in shadows now sat at the same table every Tuesday, nursing coffee. One of them even nodded.
I've outlasted their suspicion. Now I am just part of the neighborhood.
But the news never stopped. On a small television, a gate erupted in the city center. Hunters swarming, civilians fleeing. Tsubasa's hand froze mid-wipe.
A whisper of purple flickered beneath his skin. He could still feel it. The system's pulse, the numbers waiting to be rewritten.
He closed his hand into a fist, the glitch disappearing. He had made a promise. He closed the shop early that night, walking the quiet streets to his modest apartment. A futon, a desk, and a single photo. The photo showed him as a child, before the exams, before the failures. His parents' smiles felt like another life. On the nightstand, the charm with the override window pulsed once, softly, before falling dark. Tsubasa slept. The world he had once nearly ended slept with him, deep within the association. A monitor room hummed in the dark. The elderly director sat alone, watching a quiet noodle shop on the screens. His hands trembled with age. Decades of guarding a secret that could never be spoken, of watching the only man who knew both halves of the truth.
I gave that boy the weight of the world, and he carried it better than I ever did.
On another screen, the system core pulsed in its hidden chamber, a crystalline heart, threads of light feeding power to every hunter in the world. 4 centuries, the director had protected it, rigged exams, buried the truth. And for a single moment, one man held its fate in his hands and chose mercy. The core hummed on, oblivious as it would for ages. But the director knew. Today's fragile peace was bought with Tsubasa's silence.
I am sorry. I am sorry you had to bear it alone.
No one heard the apology. The monitors flickered with the mundane. Tsubasa turning in his sleep, the noodle shop banner still. Outside, dawn bled over the city. The shop banner swayed in a cold breeze, a silent promise kept, and deep below, the heart of the world beat on. Unaware, unbroken, he turned the wooden sign to closed, then reached up and gently untied the cloth banner that had hung for decades. His apron, stained with flour and years, he folded on the counter. The small shop fell silent for the last time. Across the street, one last agent lingered, an old man now, who had watched from the same alley for 3 decades. The agent raised a weathered hand, not a report, a farewell, then turned and disappeared into the evening shadows. Tsubasa shuffled to a bench and sat, a paper bag of breadcrumbs in his lap. The pigeons cooed, remembering him.
I used to dream of rewriting the world. Now I only want to feed the birds.
He scattered crumbs. The birds fluttered around his worn shoes, and his smile was gentle and real. He tilted his face to the dusky sky. The glitch in his eyes had softened into a faint, distant star, a spark, not a storm. The city carried on, the Association Tower's blue light, never quite reaching his quiet bench. He closed his eyes, and the world's heartbeat, the system, hummed a lullaby older than any hunter. The next morning, a small brass plaque appeared beside the shop door, a noodle bowl, a heart, no name. The neighbors had wanted to remember something good. Tsubasa did not see it until evening. He touched the plaque with a knotted finger, then climbed the stairs to his apartment. In his small room, he opened a wooden box on the desk. Inside lay the charm, a dormant override window, silent for decades. As he lifted it, the window flickered once with faint purple light, as if greeting an old friend.
So the power is still there, but I've kept it asleep all these years.
He placed the charm back and sealed the lid. The soft click final. The box joined a few keepsakes on a high shelf. A yellowed photo, a faded exam ticket, a folded noodle banner.
No one else knows what that little box could do. That's for the best.
He lay down on the futon, the glitch in his eyes now a faint memory, and somewhere deep, the system core pulsed on, unaware that its only master had chosen to let it sleep forever. The old director took his last breath in the monitor room. The screens flickered once, then went dark. A younger woman took the chair weeks later, sorting through classified archives. Her hand stopped on a file marked with a glitch symbol. Inside, a handwritten note from the previous director lay on top. Do not approach, monitor only. He chose to save the world. She looked at the monitors. On one, a live feed showed an old man on a bench feeding pigeons. After a long silence, she entered a command. The active surveillance deactivated. Only a passive alert remained. Then, she whispered to the empty room, "Thank you." The monitors dimmed for the last time, but the system core never stopped. Its light fed every hunter. Everywhere. On the surface, Tsubasa smiled at the birds, never knowing his watchers had finally gone. In a quiet room of a care facility, Tsubasa sat by a wide window, afternoon light catching the silver of his hair. A young nurse entered with a tea tray. She smiled and asked gently about his life before this place.
I made noodles for a long time. Good noodles, and I kept a terrible secret wrapped in flour. That's another kind of recipe.
The nurse nodded, content, and quietly withdrew. Through the window, the Hunter Association tower rose over the city, unchanged.
Still there. Still whole. I guess I did one thing right.
He lifted the tea to his lips, the cup steady. The glitch in his irises flickered once, like a forgotten star winking, and then he smiled. Not at the tower, not at the tea, but at the memory of every bowl he had ever served. The room was quiet, and the world outside simply went on. Night filled the care facility room. Tsubasa slept in the quiet, his breathing slow and even, the wrinkles on his face softened. In the bedside drawer, tucked beneath old papers and a faded exam ticket, the override charm began to glow with a gentle purple light. The light seeped through the crack, casting a soft amethyst hue across the dark room, painting his sleeping form. Then the override window flickered into existence above the drawer, suspended like a ghost made of code. It pulsed once, a heartbeat of recognition, then dissolved into a cascade of fading pixels, each one a silent thank you. As the last spark vanished, the glitch in Tsubasa's eyes stopped. The violet light that had marked him for a lifetime finally went still. His face, even in sleep, settled into a serenity that had taken decades to earn. The charm went dark. The room was only moonlight and the whisper of his breath. No alarms sounded. No monitors watched. The association's eyes were closed. He slept on, the world and its systems quiet, as if they knew their master had earned his rest. Morning came to the quiet street, where the noodle shop had stood for decades. The banner was gone, the shutters drawn. Only the brass plaque remained, a bowl and a heart, no name. A symbol the neighbors would remember. By mid-morning, a single white flower lay on the doorstep, placed by a gloved hand that came and went without a trace. Inside, the last bowl he had ever prepared sat cold on the counter, an offering, not a meal. The bench, where he once fed the birds, was empty now. A few stray crumbs, the only reminder of the old man's smile. But the world did not stop. Far above, the sun rose, and the system's threads pulsed faintly, carrying on. Deep below, the crystal heart beat its ancient rhythm, unknowing of the man who once held its fate. The shop's banner had been folded and placed inside, but the breeze still moved, as if searching for its gentle sway. And at the door, The white flower lay where it had been left, by a hand that no one saw, from a place that never forgot. A pigeon settled on the back of the bench, tilting its head, waiting. The morning stretched on, and the world, grateful, kept breathing. Deep beneath the earth, the crystal heart pulsed. Threads of blue-violet light reached upward, feeding every hunter, everywhere. The threads rose through stone and soil, past foundations and graves, into the open sky where a new sun was breaking. Above, the Association Tower touched the morning light, its blue crest unchanged. Beside it, a closed noodle shop sat in peaceful shadow. The brass plaque caught the first rays, a bowl and a heart unchanged by years. No name, only a symbol of what a man once gave. On the bench, the pigeon fluffed its feathers and watched the empty street, as if waiting for a hand that would never return. A breeze stirred the banner pole, the cloth long gone, but the memory of its sway still spoken in the rustle of the air. The flower on the doorstep had not withered. The morning had not ended, and the sun rose fully, lighting the tower, the shop, the bench, the quiet corner of a world that never knew how close it came to ending. Deep below, the heart still beat, eternal and indifferent. Yet, somewhere in its ancient code, a record of one name remained, and the world breathed, not knowing the question, not needing the answer, only carrying the quiet peace of one man's 100th choice.